Welcome back to AniMay18, guys. If things are going according to plans, we should be episode 17. We're over the hump. We successfully got further than we did last year, so give it all up. Thank you. Too kind. In honor of the special occasion, I thought I'd do something a little bit different, and maybe do. Oh, hi, Dad. I didn't expect you. What are you doing here?
Oh, I thought you wanted to do something with your mom and I.
Oh, wait, is Mom here? Great. Well, I mean, since you're here, how have you been enjoying AniMay18 so far?
Yeah, great.
Okay, well, since you're here, do you want to watch something with me today?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got something special. I got a legit copy on VHS of a show called Garzey's Wing.
Show me the ancient Japanese man's spirit.
Garzey's Wing?
Garzey's Wing.
Oh, no, I haven't heard of that.
Also, maybe you know it in the original Japanese. It's a really one of these so bad it's good kind of shows. So why don't you read the description on the back?
Yesterday, Chris's biggest problem was getting into a good college. Now his spirit has been hijacked by wings of light and transported into an ancient world. Summoned by an enslaved tribe to lead a bloody revolution, Chris must quickly adapt to his new surroundings or die.
What's that?
Are they not in Japan? Where are they?
They're in Byston Wells.
What are you doing? Since the other tribes are escaping, we can
Of course,
also
all the people
escape into the forest.
don't look Japanese.
Do you think are escaping?
There are about 1,000 or so.
AniMay people don't look Japanese.
Tribe.
That's a really Japanese name, Chris.
Yeah.
You are so easygoing.
Why is she mad at him being
Going.
So easygoing.
No, easy going.
Sounds fantastical. Sounds bizarre. We've got college students
And it says it's
in
bloody.
Mordor. Bloody. We got action. We got violence.
Are you sure your mother's going to want to watch this?
Too late. Off to let's go sit on the couch and watch this.
Okay.
Oh, I see. I just had no idea what was going on.
What did you possibly understand?
Boring dialogue. That
All
they
right.
tried to...
Well,
Boring time.
so we watched Garzey's Wing. The full title being Tales from Byston Wells, Garzey's Wing. Like an episode
that?
of
What
What
kind
is
of name
it?
is Byston
yeah,
Wells?
It's like this British butler or something.
like think like Narnia, Prince Caspian. Here's Byston Wells, Garzey's Wing.
I'm
It's
still
a
saying
solid-
it's a
Listen.
Japanese
Right.
creation.
Yeah,
And
how
where'd they
did-
get this name Byston Wells?
So a little background on
Yeah.
this one. You asked me, were kids watching this?
Right.
This film was directed by and created by Yoshiyuki Tomino, who you guys wouldn't know this, but he was the creator of like the most well-revered and most popular mecha sci-fi show, Mobile Suit Gundam, which was just like this huge.
Which means robot
yeah. So it's
character.
it's like
fighting robots.
you're riding in the robot
Uh-huh.
is a Gundam, and so Gundam is this whole thing that started in the 80s and like was widespread, prolific. It's still going to this day, and I guess in the mid 90s, Tomino's like, I'm tired of sci-fi. I guess I'll try a really down to earth, normal fantasy story. You know, something like nothing this far future nonsense. Let's get back to the basics and tell just a simple fairy tale.
There is a 9-graded lake in Hakusan Mountain.
Someone, Carino, use the Godha!
Why can't you do something for us, Mr. Yamato Takeru no Mikoto?
I love that, dude.
Okay.
So Jeff,
It was a fail.
start telling us what happens in Garzey's Way. How does this glorious story begin? How are we introduced to our hero?
Okay, so Chris is riding along
College
on
Chris.
a motorcycle on
Interesting
the
distinction.
way to his high school reunion, I'm assuming. And suddenly he gets swept away and his naked body removed from his other body.
What is
except for his little necklace. Oh, it's because he went past that shrine.
The shrine.
The shrine. So he comes flying into wherever the setting is.
What is
Nondescript
It's
people
sort
on
of.
dinosaurs.
He mentions like 13th century
Yeah,
warriors,
later on he said something about
but there's dinosaurs and fairies,
yeah.
Right.
and there's a war going on.
There's a war going on. Even dinosaurs are here. And they use bows and arrows. My sword is unbelievably dull. If you die over there, what will happen to me back
My
here?
sword! Unbelievably dull.
So they're escaping, and they run into the forest, where they're immediately found and shot to death.
Right. Quite.
And there's
graphically.
always like
Limbs being
limbs.
hacked off.
There's always people shooting with arrows, or swamp monsters coming out and eating people, or
Good stuff.
drowning in the river. It's just a lot of.
Explosions.
There's a lot of
Little
things.
bags of powder exploding.
Yeah, so they get through the river, and they get into some caves. It's just boom, boom, boom. Like, you don't have time to wait around. We got to get out of here.
Or to explain anything.
Or to explain anything.
Well, they did explain things, but it was
The
incomprehensible.
bad guy.
Then tell me, young man, why do you have the wings of light? Why did you take me from Kastanga Hill, where I lived, only to bring me to the common world to help Hassan and all her people there?
How can I explain a
Boy, there's so much backstory there thrown into dialogue.
It's all run-on sentences.
I wouldn't go that far.
The bad guys meet up, and he's just like, "Oh, the slaves got away. There's 1,000 of them.
many?
There's 1,000 slaves. Oh, they're from this tribe, and we're from this tribe, and I heard tell from this other tribe that." And he's like drinking wine and being a slob,
Oh, okay.
wine
Yeah.
all over himself.
Right.
And the other guy like crash lands his horse.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Lord Chris talks to College Chris and is like, "I'm getting beat up here, and I've got a dull sword." And
Incredibly dull.
Unbelievably dull.
they share bruises that we don't see.
Yeah, that's right. They
Yeah.
talk about him being bruised, and I didn't notice.
He comes
him
home and his
being
mom
bruised.
is like, "Oh, you're all
You have
bruised."
new bruises. She goes, "You have new bruises."
I've been keeping track.
We do. We moms do.
Bruised all over my body because I had to fight naked. Mom told me I have bruises all over my body.
Because I had to fight naked.
So this is all still in the first like 10 minutes.
Oh Lord, we gotta move on.
Yeah, this was long enough watching it, let alone reliving it.
I love
Minute by minute. Okay.
College Chris he's like reading an encyclopedia trying to teach Lord Chris, who is also himself. He should just know this already. But he's like trying to explain how to make gunpowder and dynamite, and like giving him like all the alchemical ingredients to make this stuff, and like how to craft a gun out of metal. And it's just like, so he uses this future technology to like help in some way, but they have the Lord Chris's like, the slaves have this like gunpowder stuff that just explodes if it's dropped, or if it's shot, or caught on fire, or just about any reason.
They
It
don't
just
know how
blows
to
up.
harness
When
it.
they wanted to.
They just tie it up in little bags and they just throw it around, and that's how they fight.
So then he figured out to put it on the arrow tips.
And the sticky
this-
fairy sap,
Sticky fairy goo.
which was very graphic and gross.
It's really sticky when you put it on your hands.
I see that.
Oh no.
Why?
No.
But they just end up. But that was only
Luckily
used
they
once.
didn't show that. a
They only
bunch
did
of
that
times. They
one
were
time.
smart.
It all kind of blurs together after that.
Okay, so now are we on the Pioneer?
Yeah,
are we
we're on the Oregon Trail.
We're on the Oregon Trail, and tall guy, tall Andre the Giant shows
Andre the
up.
Giant shows up.
I'd like to stay on my own. Although I'm looking for an employer, I would rather watch them make tell me a success from the distance.
Or is it a bunch of guys like piled on top of each other?
Anybody want a peanut?
And then it was just a lot of dinosaurs. Like even before that, they were coming up out of the ground and stuff at one point. And that might have been in the second episode.
Yeah, there was a thing about like, oh yeah, that was with the drugs.
It's what we call a drug in my world.
If you taste it or smoke it, you get happy and do crazy things.
Yes, it's a bit dangerous.
Did you hear that?
What'd she say?
A drug, if you taste it, then you become happy and do crazy things.
Oh no, we missed it.
Whatever. It was the rest of it was just like going through those canyons. And
Yeah,
There's
just
a lot
bunch
of-
trying to attack them and then sending the little ferry off in reconnaissance.
It was like 3 of the same scenes, like back to back.
And then they would attack, and then they would fight those dinosaurs, and then there were other dinosaurs that were going to come.
I think the best part for me was when, in the first episode, after Chris gets home and they've established their link together, and Lord Chris has just crossed the river, and College Chris, or he talks to College Chris, and he's like, "Help! I'm like being attacked by a real army here," and College Chris is like, "I gotta go hang out with my friends right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Spirit Chris."
Are you in danger now? Chris! I have no choice but to see my friends.
I have no choice. I gotta go to the pool.
Check it out.
Sorry. Are you in danger? Too bad. That's great, but I'm busy at the pool.
Hey!
He really is.
What? Everybody's being more open with you?
Hey, Chris!
Hi!
You sure look good for someone preparing for an exam.
You certainly got sexy, Miss Chelsea.
Oh gosh.
You have a crush on her, Chris?
Yeah.
I gotta go to the pool. I gotta go see my sexy classmates. And it keeps cutting back to him, and it's like Lord Chris is going through all this like terrible stuff and just like having a terrible time, and then it cuts back to College Chris, and he's just like lounging and like chilling. It was like I felt really bad for College Chris. He had a really rough
So
time.
now I'm trying to think back. How the heck did this story even resolve itself? It didn't, because
No, it did. It
Lord
did.
Chris ever go back to College Chris? Did they ever reunite?
Oh, yeah.
Did they?
No, they didn't.
I don't think so. So after his girlfriend gives him power, he gets one last boost, and he like Legolas style jumps up on the big boss monster and kills it. And he's just like,
Oh, he
it was the power of mean yelling girl, the
Mean.
channeling girl,
Yeah.
and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. There's a lot of like weird racism, like
Yeah.
they don't like the fairies, and they don't like Chris because they're from different worlds.
They knew he was a human. But
Yeah,
it's like they've had humans come back and forth.
I guess. They had the legend of like the Holy Warrior. Like the Holy Warrior like came in the gold armor
They were
and had the
looking for
crazy
some
codpiece.
I can't be a macho man like them.
Macho man.
Yeah, there was
But
a
see,
tree.
okay, so they found the tree in the end. I thought, okay,
Well,
so
they didn't find the tree in
They found it-
the fantasy world. They
There's a-
found it as he was riding his
I
motorcycle.
thought it was just a cloud in the real world.
But they were talking about it being a tree.
Oh yeah,
Well,
it
they
was.
know about the tree.
It was a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, his girlfriend was like, "Oh, is that the Yubaba tree?" And
Yeah.
he's just like, "Yeah."
Well, everyone knows the story.
Everyone knows the story.
But meanwhile,
it was the power of these three girls.
Okay,
So
'cause
the
they
three
said-
girls
okay,
help
got
him
it.
to knock the guy down.
Yeah.
The big bad guy down, and then
If you
knock,
stab
and then
him,
crush, and then knock the monster dinosaur thing on top of his legs.
right?
But then he had to deal the final blow, the
Right.
finishing
Yeah.
blow. Time for bed.
Time for bed, yeah.
Are you saying that Chris became two people and stayed
I think he
two
stayed
people?
two
He was never reunited.
because he like
26 cents. 26 cents. Joey will watch it.
I'll
His
do
little naked ghost body didn't go back into his regular body ever.
I would say that was the case because there was this whole thing about like you got to deal the finishing blow on the chief,
Okay.
and then he like has a change of heart, where he's been killing people
Oh,
this
yeah.
whole movie.
I know, Slash.
He can't do it when the guy's just laying
I would
there.
say, like, within the first 5 minutes of being there, he kills at least one person.
Yeah.
Right.
Before he even gets a shirt on.
Easily.
And he's already got the blood of somebody on him when he's got to stab the chief. And they make a big stink about it. Like, thousands of people are watching him, and he just can't do it. And it's just supposed to be this big
performance anxiety.
It's like, oh, I've got to, like...
What are they saying? Just, like, lift it up over your head? I mean,
Yeah, they explain
giving
it.
instructions?
But it was also just it was this fake moment of trying to be like, this barbaric
value
world.
of life.
Is this what I have to do to stay in this world? I don't know if I want to be here anymore. But
He never wanted to be there.
He never wanted to be there, and he never leaves.
But he does kill the guy, and then he's throwing up.
He's throwing up.
From the violence of it, I guess?
And everyone's
Or
just
the fact
kinda
that the guy's head was on a spike.
The guy's head that was pretty disturbing.
At least it
That
kept
was
it out
a
of
little-
focus.
Yeah, it was just kind of blurred up. It's like,
out of focus.
Is that his head?
Obviously, this was intended to go on and on
Right.
and on.
That's why they're like.
But are you
didn't
saying
find
that you looked for this and this is all there is of it?
As far as I know,
I wonder why.
I think it's just the 3 episodes. I mean, it's sort of...
I'm not asking for any more.
If I find any more, no. We were all yawning by the 2nd episode. I mean, granted, it was pretty late, but I don't think it held our attention very well.
Now, and you know what? So I started thinking, would I, as a kid, have wanted to watch this? There's a whole lot of action, and so maybe to some degree I would have been enthralled by the
Some
action.
kind of exploding
but there
dragons.
was so much, just nonsensical word dialogue without any real understanding that I don't think I would have had my attention even last through an episode, even though there was a lot of action going on.
It was all just kind of senseless, and like when it was exciting, it was like too fast.
Right, you couldn't follow it.
We are entering Gabujuju. Will the Ishubara affect the Duragoro?
It should work.
Although Garzey's wing has appeared, I am a bit
If I was in charge of this, you have a choice. The choice is either to take your time and give a legitimate explanation of what in the world the backstory is, or you excise all of the backstory and you just simplify the concepts.
Yeah.
Which they did neither.
They did the worst of both.
They just threw. It's like taking all of the Lord of the Rings backstory and just shoving it into, one quick scene.
Yeah, here's the whole Silmarillion during a fight scene.
Yeah. and have everybody yelling the different parts of it over each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
Don't get killed, you too.
It's a good greeting.
I'm gonna start saying that to you today over work.
And who was the guy with the 17-syllable name?
That was like...
Darn you!
Every time he's just like, why won't you help me take a burger to cook up myself a song? Every time. It's a 17-syllable name.
Okay, who was that?
That was that was somebody from the real world, I think. That was like that was College Chris's like link. Because like that was like the shrine. That was the shrine to that guy.
Oh, give me a break.
That's what it was.
Okay, if that was the case, I don't know how you caught that.
That's why like all of his classmates like get it. They know that guy. That's all they know. They know that guy and that the bells mean something. And so when Chris says, "Oh, my spirit body is communicating to me because of this shrine," like that's why they like believe him like immediately.
I could also have attended my high school class reunion.
No!
Where's the Holy Warrior?
Over there?
Yeah!
Priorities straight.
They're planning to go down the river.
So, in best of the worst fashion, we have to decide, is Byston Wells the Tales of Byston Wells, Garzey's Wing. Does it deserve to exist? Should it be destroyed? Should it be forgotten? Was there enough enjoyment value in this that it's like it's just a relic? It's like it's so bad. Is it so bad that it's good, or is it just so bad that it's boring?
It's so bad that it's boring. I say let it return to.
Oh, we gotta vote on it.
Oh.
You can't enact judgment prematurely.
I say no.
No?
Chop off its head!
You know, I have a hard time passing eternal judgment on anything. I will personally never sit down and watch that ever again.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But making a judgment that says that it should never be in existence and no one should ever have the chance of watching that, somebody who has some kind of ability to enjoy it as bad.
Oh my gosh.
You're
so damn easygoing!
You're so easygoing. But for the record, you personally did not like it at all.
I personally did not like it.
You were the most quiet for sure. You were just like stewing.
I wasn't stewing. I was just trying to figure out what the heck was going on.
That was nice to me.
I saw the first third of this on my own.
The best part.
The best part. And I thought it was going to be that way the whole way through. And I thought it was just going to be stream of consciousness, just random, as quick as possible, like throwing names around, just yelling incoherently. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm on board. I gotta bring my parents into this. And then the second and third episode just really dragged me down. Yeah, I honestly have a hard time defending it because I think I could recommend watching like a supercut of this, and I'm gonna try to make this episode as appealing as possible. But really sitting through it, there was a lot of just like nothing happening. I was pulling at straws trying to come up with something to riff on, and there like the voice acting was terrible throughout, but like it just wasn't enough.
Yeah,
it wasn't enough. Like there wasn't a lot of like absurd, like without the English dub as being as terrible as it was, I don't think it would have even been that funny. It just would have been like a terribly dry fantasy story. Like the funny stuff comes from like,
right,
well, don't you look sexy?
Yeah.
I mean, there was like the whole College Chris versus Lord Chris that was funny, but like if this was subtitled, then like you lose like 80% of the enjoyment anyway. Like,
who's Garzey?
This guy.
No,
somebody else's wing. So, I mean, again, I'm getting back. I'm circling back. I'm circling back to the same stupid where they get this.
Byston and what's
Byston
all about?
Back to this whole Byston and Garzey. Maybe it's just more of an anime trope and way to deal with things that I don't.
You're giving it way too much credit. Nobody copied this. This is one of a kind. We agree that it's no good for us, and we would never watch it again. I wouldn't wish this on my enemies to watch.
Now I would watch the actual VHS there, Song City.
Dude, Song City. Does this the one have got the dinosaurs in it?
Yeah, probably.
We Adore Dinosaurs. Man, I wish I could show clips of this. Can we think of a fitting way to destroy this in the spirit of Garzey's Wing?
Sword. Do you have some?
We need some gata.
We need some gata. We didn't really talk about the gata that much, but that was a big part of it.
What could we do?
You could like set it on fire or like.
No, we need a dull knife. I'm going to kill this with a very dull Japanese knife.
Hey! Make sure you kill it, not me.
You must kill it one last time. How do I do that? You must lift it up over your head and slam it. No, I can't. You must. Head on a spring.
Something.
It would have kept me awake at night.
Say